Wilted flower, you think I am perfectly happy with my success, but honestly, my entire life is pitch black without your pure love. Hourglass not done briefcase, everyone sees the victories. They see the achievements, the endless meetings, the polished smiles, the photographs filled with celebration, and the moments that seem worthy of envy. They assume I must wake up every morning feeling fulfilled, grateful, and complete because I possess everything I once dreamed about, yet they do not know the truth. Success can fill a house with expensive furniture, but it cannot fill an empty heart. Success can place applause in your ears, but it cannot replace the gentle sound of someone whispering your name with affection. Success can give a person influence, recognition, and comfort, but it cannot create the warmth that comes from holding the hand of someone whose soul understands yours. People often ask me what keeps me awake at night. They expect me to speak about responsibilities, investments, deadlines, or the fear of losing everything I have built. But the answer is much simpler. It is you. Not because I possess you. Not because you belong to me, but because somewhere along the journey, your kindness became the light that quietly illuminated the darkest corners of my existence. There are moments when I stand in rooms filled with people, surrounded by conversations and laughter, and suddenly I realize how alone I truly feel. The crowd fades, the music becomes distant, time slows down, and in that silence, I remember the purity of your heart, I remember the sincerity in your words, I remember the way you cared without expecting anything in return, I remember how your presence made ordinary days seem extraordinary. People believe happiness is measured by numbers. They count money. They count followers. They count accomplishments. They count properties and awards, but I have learned that happiness cannot be counted, it can only be felt, and the deepest happiness I ever experienced was never connected to wealth or status, it was connected to moments, a simple conversation, a shared smile. A message received unexpectedly, a feeling of being understood without needing to explain every thought. Perhaps you never realized how much your existence mattered. Perhaps you thought you were just another person passing through my story. But you became a chapter one could never close. I tried convincing myself that ambition would heal the emptiness. I worked harder. I stayed busier. I accepted more opportunities. I traveled farther, I surrounded myself with people, yet every achievement only highlighted what was missing, because success celebrates what we have accomplished. Love reminds us why we wanted to accomplish anything at all. There are nights when I sit near a window watching the city lights flicker beneath the sky. Cars continue moving, buildings remain bright, people continue chasing their dreams, and I wonder if somewhere, under the same sky, you are thinking about someone who misses you more than words can describe. I wonder if you understand how rare your kind of love truly is. In a world where many people pretend, you remain genuine. In a world where people wear masks, you remained honest. In a world where affection is often exchanged for personal gain, your heart remained pure. That purity became priceless to me, not because it solved my problems, not because it removed every challenge, but because it reminded me that goodness still exists, and sometimes, goodness is enough to save a weary soul from giving up. I do not ask for perfection, I do not seek endless promises, I do not expect life to become easy. I simply wish for a connection that survives difficult days, misunderstandings, distance, and uncertainty. A connection where two people choose each other repeatedly. A connection where silence feels comfortable rather than painful. A connection where honesty matters more than appearances. A connection where love is not a performance but a quiet commitment. Maybe one day you will understand that behind every achievement stands a person longing to be seen beyond titles and accomplishments. Someone who wants to remove every mask. Someone who wants to stop pretending to be strong. Someone who wants to admit that despite everything they possess, they still feel incomplete, and perhaps then you will know that my greatest dream was never fame, it was never recognition, it was never admiration from strangers, it was simply finding a heart gentle enough to stay when the celebrations ended, when the lights dimmed, and when all that remained was the truth of who I am. Until that day arrives, I will continue moving forward, carrying gratitude for every memory and every lesson, because even if distance separates us, your kindness taught me something valuable. Love is not measured by how loudly it is declared, love is measured by how deeply it changes a person. And you changed me forever.